Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield.
Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. Well, the names have all changed since you hung around, but those dreams have remained and they've turned around. Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Back here where we need ya. Back here where we need ya. Yeah, we tease him a lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. 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 We always could spot a friend. Welcome back. And I smile when I think how you must have been. And I know what a scene you were learning in. Was there something that made you come back again? And what could ever lead you? What could ever lead you? Back here where we need you. Back here where we need you. Yeah, we tease him a lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. And I know what a scene you were learning in. Was there something that made you come back again? And what could ever lead you? What could ever lead you? Back here where we need you. Back here where we need you. Yeah, we tease him a lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, we tease him a lot. Welcome back. Welcome back. 'Cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, we tease him a lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. 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 Welcome back.
Hey, it's Friday.
What?
No, it's not.
What?
It's Monday,
What?
May 1st. On this day in 1885, Good Housekeeping magazine hits the market. So that means there's like 140 years of issues I haven't read. Cool thing, though, starting in Holyoke. Did you know that?
Really?
I can't hear nothing. There we go.
It started in Holyoke?
Yeah. You're listening to That'll Learn Ya with your average run-of-the-mill host, Michael Buster McMahon. Shame on you, by the way. I am the host, Michael Buster McMahon, and if God wanted me to touch my toes, he would have put them on my knees. Joining me is my pal and producer, Peter Cole. Say hello, Peter.
Hello, Peter.
He never signed up for the company 401k because he didn't think he could run 250 miles.
That's true.
Today in the show, cool stories about great songs. Plus, if we have time, we'll discuss why 2 of the 4 quarterbacks picked in the first round this week will be bust. But we probably won't have time for that.
What?
So sit back and relax and remember, build a man a fire and he'll be warm for a day. Set a man on fire and he'll be warm for the rest of his life.
Good point. That's
Yeah, it's
very
true.
zen of you.
If you're watching on TV, you may notice this is Steve Forney sitting next to me. He's the announcer at the Thunderbirds game who, man, when they got bounced, that's not really fair in the AHL at best of 3. That's tough. You lose game 1, you're done. But one of the things I think all of us said, well, like, oh, we got the Bruins, so we'll be all right. Don't laugh. There's nothing to laugh. I am still in a bad mood. My stomach hurts.
Dude.
I'm just I'm distraught. That's why Steve and I were talking out there, and I said, "Hey, why don't you?"
This is what happens when you're the best regular season team.
Yeah,
You're
but no,
doomed
see,
to
I'm
fail.
I'm not buying that because this team, they have 4 productive lines, 6 defensemen, 2 goaltenders. I mean, there's no way a team like this could lose 4 out of 7 games.
And they belly
To the
flopped.
8 seed.
It just, and then to be up 3. All right. So when they lost game 2, I said, okay, a little concerned, but then they looked so good in 3-4, and you're like, all right, they figured this thing out, and then they never won again.
Nope. They brought back Patrice Bergeron, and they went 0 for 3, and he was a -3, and so that's a part of it.
Did I say your name? I don't even know if I said the
You
announcement.
did.
Yeah, you
Okay,
did.
all right, I did.
I also teach here. That's
I'm distraught.
important too.
That's
I did
why.
teach
Yeah,
at
that's
the
why he's
school.
just not somebody wandering around in the hallway.
he was depressed, and I invited him in for
I was.
coffee.
I am depressed this morning.
This is sort of. I'm still not over the the Patriot loss of the Super Bowl when they were 16. I'm not going to be. I'm still upset over the last time they lost the Stanley Cup, and this.
2019 was tough.
Yeah,
I'm still upset about the one against Chicago.
Yeah, and I think, but even that, I mean, that was upsetting. But you're like, all right, you know what? They came so close. But this is going to live with me for the rest of my life. I think I am never going to forget. this.
Well, everyone. I mean, it's going to be forever. That's going to be that graphic of teams to win the President's Cup, to not win. It's going to have the 2023 Bruins with a little asterisk, and on the bottom it's going to say shattered every single record and still lost.
A team this deep. I don't even know what to put the blame on.
The coach. I'll do it. The coach.
Where are you going to go?
The coach. Because they
Messing
never
with the lines.
they never changed anything. The same issues they had last night were the same issues they had in November, in December, and the power play and the zone entries and all these things that they never adjusted. Florida made adjustments over the course of the
did.
series. And that's what happens when one head coach has been in the league for 25 years and the other head coach has been in the league for
I
not
mean,
as long.
I guess you do say hats off to them, but I'm still in shock. I was afraid. I didn't want to watch yesterday's game. I was too afraid. I said, this is going to give me a heart attack. It's going to take a month off of my life to watch this Game 7. But of course, I knew I was going to. And the whole time, I'm just sitting going,
Yep. Yep. But I mean, again, I don't know. I came into this game so cynical because I knew that it hadn't been their way all series. And when they have the puck in their own zone and they can't get it out, and then they try again and they can't get it out, and then they're in the zone for 30 seconds, you're like, well, I know how this is going to end. And then bing, bang, boom, goal. And you're like, well, saw that coming.
And people want to say, oh, they started. Like, I get it. Yeah, maybe they should have started Swayman 5, but everybody in the playoffs, they usually go with one goaltender. So, I mean, it's tough to second guess that. Yes, Allmark looked tired. And yes, in
Hurt.
retrospect, maybe they should have had Swayman in 5. But it's not such an obvious thing to do because nobody does that. That's not usually the way you do it.
But that's kind of sort of no excuse for me. And that's the big thing the Sunday of game 4? Not yesterday, the Sunday before. They had one game on Sunday, then they had 3 days off until the Wednesday. And Allmark has never proved that he can win in the playoffs or that he can consistently win playing every single day. So you got to kind of use the formula that you have that worked. And, I mean, you go back, look at baseball, you go back 10 years. Well, you need a starting pitcher that can go 8 innings and throw 130 pitches. Well, now they go 4 innings and they throw 80.
Yeah.
So, eventually over time in sports, things change. And they had the opportunity to buck that trend and say, well, we're going to go with we're going to go with what got us here, which is 2 goalies. And they didn't do it. And, again, it's not like you have to go every other game. If you have that window, that opportunity to say, well, let's play Swayman in this game so we can give him 4 days off, then you do it. And instead they get to Game 7 and it's like, well, panic mode. And the fact that they were making these panic adjustments for a Game 7 after winning the President's Cup trophy, whatever the hell it is, that bothers me. And I think it comes down to the coach.
Was starting Swayman the right thing to do? I can't
Yes.
put this loss on Swayman.
No, I don't either. And again, Allmark to me looked hurt. He would go down and instead of getting up, he would try to do double pad kick saves like a floor hockey. Like he was playing floor hockey in gym class. And I don't know, when you go down, you can't get up again. That's got to be a hip, a back, knees. I don't know what it was, but he didn't look right, especially in Game 6. So I think Swayman in Game 7 was the right move. I just wish that should have been his second start of the series. Do you know what I mean?
I feel cheated. And I'm not talking about like usually when people say this, they talk about like the refs, even though that calling that goal back from the hand pass.
It was awful.
That's just you can't call that. I feel cheated that I enjoyed watching this team. It was so deep and stuff, and I expected to see hockey for like another month or so.
Yes.
And now it's over. I'm not going to get to see that. I mean, people are Bergeron might retire. Krejci's going to retire. I don't know if you can bring everybody back salary-wise. We're not going to get to see this team.
Yeah, Bergeron I'm not sure about, but I do, Taylor Hall will probably be gone. I would look at options for Ullmark because they are so cap-strapped, and Swayman is sort of the future. I'm still not sure about Bergeron. Everyone says he's done.
It's a tough way to go. It's a tough way for him to walk away.
And I get the feeling he's like Brady, where he's just so obsessed with the sport that he can't get away from it.
Like Chara.
Yeah. And I mean, even I read a story that the AHL down in Providence, like Bergeron is calling those players. Like he watches those games and then calls the players and is like, "Hey, great game last night," or "I know that game sucked for you, but don't let it beat you up." Like he's to that point where he's like getting the minor league guys involved, and so I just think he's so hockey obsessed that
the Bruins are one of the teams that really likes to take their older players. I mean, the whole front office is full of former Bruins. Hopefully, Bergeron, if he does step away, sticks around in the organization in some capacity.
And on a personal note, I stopped PA announcing for the Bruins last season. Last season was my last season. I came back to the Thunderbirds, and I said, of course, the year that I leave, they're going to win the cup, and so they didn't. So, high five.
Yeah.
like I don't feel so bad.
That was like but
that was awful.
In baseball, the Buck Showalter thing. You hire Buck Showalter, and then you fire him because the year after you fire him, that's when you win the World Series.
Right. Yep.
It's a 3-year plan. You bring him in for 2 or 3 years, and then you get rid of him, and then you win. But no, thanks for joining us. I don't know if you made anybody feel better. I just
doubt it,
because I was going to come in here and rant, but I'm like going, you know what, this might be better as a conversation instead of me ranting for 5 minutes.
Now I mean, like you said, now I'm stuck with baseball.
Well,
and I just I don't want to watch the Red Sox for the next 4 or 5 months of my life.
That's the funny thing is too of the two. Like I had no faith in the Celtics because when they lost that playoff game the other day, it was the same. They blew a lead. I'm like, they used to do this in the regular season. And I'm like, they haven't learned their lesson. I have no faith in them. Now we have to have faith in them because, I mean,
help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. They're our only hope.
Yeah, because
let's go Yard Goats.
The Red Sox and the Patriots will have winning records. I am convinced of that. I don't think it's all as doom and gloom as people think, but I don't see either of them winning the championship. That would be something. And teams like that do come out of nowhere sometimes. But I can't count on that. So right now we have to count on the Celtics and.
I don't think the Celtics have killer instinct.
They don't.
They don't know how to step on your throat.
They don't. And I'm hoping maybe they learned. But that's why I get so upset when I watch them. I'm like, they didn't learn. They did not learn. How many double-digit leads? I think that at 3 games in a row, the Celtics lost games where they had a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
And I'm like, they didn't learn. And hopefully they did because. But you know what? Even if the Celtics win and all, that's going to cheer me up a little bit. But I'm still going to have this nagging feeling like we could have had 2 parades.
Right. Well, and I mean, again, the Celtics. I don't know. I don't trust their coach either.
No.
They had Ime Udoka who was fooling around with God knows who up on the 9th floor behind people's backs. So he gets fired. So they bring in this other guy who's
the assistant who was there.
Yeah, he was coaching Alabama A&T like 3 years ago. So I don't trust their coach either. I don't trust their stars. I don't think can kill. I mean that, metaphorically, but that's what makes guys like Kobe, to me, so amazing because Kobe had killer instinct. Kobe would,
and the classic Celtic teams from the past,
right?
They
Bird, Jordan, all those guys had that killer instinct.
Well, thanks for, as I said, I don't know if you made anybody feel better, but
did it make you feel better? That was my main goal.
Yeah, a little bit. Thank you. I mean, I just didn't want to rant for 5. I think maybe doing this as a conversation. Well, Steve Forney, thanks for joining us.
I had to go back to class. I have no idea what my students are up to. I've been up to for the last 11 minutes. Don't tell my boss.
I won't. Nobody's watching.
Your room is on fire.
I believe it. We got to put one of those access cameras in there, Pete, so I can always see what's going on.
There you go.
And good job, Peter. Because I didn't tell you that I was bringing them in. And you did the 2-shot quite nicely here.
Adapt on the fly.
Yeah, that's the guy.
He's a pro.
All right, I guess we should start the show, as Gregory Albert used to say, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. We'll see you around, buddy.
You got it.
So now what should I do? Should I go more center? Is that-
No, I can move. I can
Okay,
move.
all right.
Stay where you
All
are.
right, stay where I am. All right.
I will adjust that when we go into the first song.
Yeah, I thought there was only going to be one death we had to talk about today. I didn't really expect that there would be two. Obviously talking about the Bruins, too. So we lost Harry Belafonte. He died of heart failure at his home on last week. He was 96. That's a
I
good
call
run.
that a good run.
That's a great run. I sign me up right now, and I'll do it. The other day at the blackjack table, I had dealer had an ace showing, and I had like a 14. She didn't have blackjack. I hit it. I got a 3, 17, and she flipped over a 6, 17, push, and I'm like, sign me up for that all day. Holy crap! I mean, there was no way I should have. That should have been a loss, and I took it as a. But Harry Belafonte, fantastic musician, a mentor for lots of other musicians, an activist. I didn't kind of like, I don't want to speak ill of it. I didn't like the fact that he called like Colin Powell and Condoleezza Rice like, house slaves that get to live with the master. I mean, that's not right. Just because you disagree with their politics, you got to do.
In the end, Colin Powell agreed with his politics.
Probably, but that's not called. But we don't want to speak ill of the dead. The guy, fantastic musician. As I said, he influenced a lot of other musicians, and quite frankly, I got to admit, like when I heard he passed, I didn't know he was still alive.
Okay.
So I felt bad about that. I'm like, oh, hey, every once in a while you'll hear about like some old actor. He had a heart attack. He's in the hospital. I'm like, really? I thought he was dead. So he's doing, even though he had a heart attack, he's doing better than I thought he was. Anyway,
Okay.
I'm in a bad mood. Hopefully this show cheers me up, because this, as I said, Steve, this is going to sting for a long time. This Bruins loss, it really is. I mean, we lost out on another good month of hockey that we should have been watching this team. Anyway, I'm going to do my favorite Harry Belafonte song from the Beetlejuice soundtrack. Here's Jumpin' the Line, 89.5 WSKB.
Shake, 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 Sinora, shake your body line. Shake, 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 Sinora, shake it all the time. Work, 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 Sinora, work your body line. Work, 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 Sinora, work it all the time. My girl's name is Sonora. I tell you, friends, I adore her. And when she dances, oh brother, she's a hurricane in all kinds of weather. Jump in the line, rock your body on time. Okay, I believe you, jump in the line, rock your body on time. Okay, I believe you, jump in the line, rock your body on time. Okay, I believe you, jump in the line, rock your body on time. Whoop. Shake, 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 Sinora, shake your body line. Whoop. Shake, 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 Sinora, shake it all the time. Work, 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 Sinora, work your body line. Work, 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 Sinora, work it all the time. You can talk about cha-cha, tango, waltz, or the rumba. Sinora's dance has no title. You jump in the saddle, hold on to the bridle. Jump in the line, rock your body on time. Okay, I believe you, jump in the line, rock your body. Rock your body, child. Jump in the line, rock your body in time. Somebody help me. Jump in the line, rock your body in time. Whoop. Shake, 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 Sinora, shake your body line. Shake, 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 Sinora, shake it all the time. Work, 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 Sinora, work your body line. Yes. Work, 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 Sinora, work it
it all the time. See Nora, she's a sensation, the reason for aviation. And fellas, you got to watch it. When she wind up, she bottom, she go like a rocket. Jump in the line, rock your body in time. Okay, I believe you. Jump in the line, rock your body in time. Heist those skirts a little higher. Jump in the line, rock your body in time. Up the chimney, jump in the line, rock your body in time. Whoa! Shake, 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 Sinora. Shake your body line. Work, 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 Sinora. Work it all the time. Dance, 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 Sinora. Dance it all the time. Work, 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 Sinora. Work it all the time. Sinora dances calypso. Left to right is the tempo, and when she gets the sensation, she go up in the air, come down in slow motion. Jump in the line, rock your body in time. Okay, I believe you. Jump in the line, rock your body in time. Somebody help me. Jump in the line, rock your body in time. Okay, I believe you. Jump in the line, rock your body in time. Oh! Shake, 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 Sinora, shake your body line. Shake, 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 Sinora, shake it all the time. Work, 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 Sinora.
Underwriting for WSKB's community radio programming is brought to you in part by R. Levesque Associates. They are offering landscape architecture, civil engineering, environmental permitting, and land surveying. RLA is a second-generation company devoted to excellence in the planning and design of outdoor spaces. On the web at rlaland.com or at 40 School Street in Westfield.
Join me, Tina Gorman, each week from 6 to 8 a.m. for Wake Up Wednesday, when my guests and I discuss health, wellness, and lifestyle reimagined.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 at 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
I'm gonna
from the album. So, did you have that? Everyone had that album, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, it's funny, like, when the first song was released, Sledgehammer, the first time I heard it, I didn't think much of it. Like, I knew, I'm like, all right, that's not bad.
I love that song.
Well, the first time I heard it, I was like, because, a lot of times.
From the
I've
first
said,
time I heard it, it just had so unique a sound.
Then I saw the video. I'm like, this is the coolest thing ever. And
Didn't
then
even need to see the video.
I grew to love the song, and Big Time, I believe, was the second release from the album, and that's when I got it. Actually, I got the tape of it. That was a big deal for me.
That was a mainstay when I was recycling your high school textbooks all summer long.
Really?
In the bookstore at Cathedral High School.
Yeah.
That was a huge hit that summer.
And, In Your Eyes, Red Rain.
Yeah.
That's
a great album.
That was a hell of an album. Now, when he went on the tour to promote that album, he didn't bring a horn section with him. So what he did was the keyboard player had loaded the horn notes from the recording into a sampler, and he played them back live.
Yeah.
Now, they're on a floppy disk. Now, this seems, I know this is what we're talking about, like 86 or whatever, I think.
I do believe you're correct. Yes.
I would have thought the technology would have been a little more advanced to have like music like already programmed in the keyboard.
Remember, the biggest hard drive at that time was 20 megabytes.
I know, but there's no way the keyboard couldn't recreate that sound.
No, the chip technology wasn't good enough back then.
So when they had to change the floppy disk, so sometimes sometimes a singer will go off and like on a tangent and tell a story or something. And sometimes that's just organic, but this was necessary because they had to change the floppy disk for the songs that needed horns because they couldn't even put them on the same disk. They had to use
keyboards at that time could only do so much. The processing power wasn't there.
Yeah, maybe I would have been.
Remember, our school computers were Tandy T1000s.
Of course. With
Mr. Ott.
What people would do, what artists would do now. This wasn't always an option. Because artists didn't do it all the time. Now they would wuss out and they would just do, let's do an acoustic version of this, and then people will think it's cool because it's different, but it's a way for the band to not hire a horn section.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, you don't really need it with the keyboard technology.
On this day in 1956, this song was released. This day in history. Now this is Johnny Cash's. He wrote this for his wife as a pledge of fidelity. So by the time the song actually got released and became a hit, and he was having an affair with June Carter, who he eventually married. So I guess if you're going to write a song about fidelity, have it hit the market as soon as possible. I think that's what you have to do, right?
Yeah.
Here's I Walk the Line, 89.5 WSKB.
I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the tie that binds. Because you're mine, I walk the line. I find it very, very easy to be true. I find myself alone when each day's through. Yes, I'll admit that I'm a fool for you. Because you're mine, I walk the line. As sure as night is dark and day is light, I keep you on my mind both day and night. And happiness I've known proves that it's right. Because you're mine, I walk the line. You've got a way to keep me on your side. You give me cause for love that I can't hide. For you I know I'd even try to turn the tide. Because you're mine, I walk the line.
I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the tie that binds. Because you're mine, I walk the line.
Support for community radio on WSKB provided by Westfield Electroplating. Employing over 140 skilled platers, painters, and technicians, Westfield Electroplating was founded in 1946 and was the first company in the country to achieve National Aerospace and Defense Contractor Program accreditation, proudly maintaining that status for over a decade. Westfield Electroplating provides over 50 quality finishes to meet your corrosion, cosmetic, or performance needs. On the web at www.westfieldplating.com or 413-568-3716. Westfield Electroplating, putting the finishing touches on technology.
Hi, it's Bob Plass, and I have Wow, It's Tuesday, every Tuesday, 6 to 8. Wow, it's Tuesday.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
I did it!
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
Woman beg, and I make a good woman steal. I make an old woman blush, and I make a young girl squeal. I wanna be yours, pretty baby, yours and yours alone. I'm here to tell you, honey, that I'm bad to the bone. Bad, bad, bad to the bone. queen, step aside. Every woman I meet, they all stay satisfied. I want to tell you, pretty baby, what I see, I'll make my own. And I'm here to tell you, honey, that I'm bad to the bone. Bad to the bone. Bad. Bad. Woo! Bad to the bone.
You know, George Thorogood didn't have a saxophone player, so he had a little floppy disk for the. No, he didn't.
No, that's a real sax player.
That's a real saxophone player. We saw George Thorogood in concert. The wife took me. I don't know if she was the wife then. It might have been before her promotion. She might have just been the girlfriend back then. But she took me as George Thorogood and Steve Miller. That was a. I think there was like a bunch. There's somebody like unknown like opening up. I think so. That's a long day. You know, that's why you hear these concerts where there's like 8, and I understand that they're probably not playing, an hour and a half each, but still, I'm like, that sounds like a long day.
Yeah.
And, I'm getting to the point sometimes, the older I get, there's events, there's a lot of things I want to do, but I'm like, that sounds like a pain in the neck. Parking and then trying to get out of there, that sounds like a pain in the neck. But I still go. But, if I was a Patriot season ticket holder, I don't think I'd go to all 8 games. I don't think I could.
No?
No, because, I mean, I like...
You don't like the weather? You don't like the
the
cold?
It's...
There's that.
I went 4 games last year, but that is fantastic, and it was absolutely enjoyable. But also, sitting at home on the couch is a good seat for a football game, too. So I'm just saying.
Far better viewing.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing like being there. I mean, that's pretty good. And I think the Patriots went 3-1. I think when I was there, so that's good. So anyway, so that song was based on. I don't want to get. Sometimes I do that. Like I go on a tangent and I forget to tell you about the song.
I know.
I did that one time.
I'll let you do that.
We did. If you notice I do that, please stop me because I noticed there was about a couple months ago we played a Billy Idol song. And it got on some tangent about something, and then you and I had a conversation. As I'm driving home, I'm like, I never told people about the song. So, let me tell you about the song. It's based on a Bo Diddley blues song, "I'm a Man," and Thorogood. He's obviously influenced by the blues. You can just tell from all of his stuff. And Diddley is one of his heroes. And so Thorogood's version has a much heavier guitar sound, of course. And it replaces the harmonica that Diddley had in his song. But both songs are full of swagger and testosterone. And Bo Diddley actually appeared in the video for Bad to the Bone. How cool is that?
That's cool.
Yeah. All right, now this next song, some people think it was written about John Lennon, and it wasn't. It was just dedicated to him. The songwriter wrote it about his immigrant parents. But when the song came out at the time, John Lennon was having trouble in New York. They wanted to throw him out, for his radical views and everything. And so when Neil Sedaka released the song, right on the record, he put on it, dedicated to John Lennon. And John Lennon was so touched by this. He actually, I think it was in a magazine thing, he was telling people, every time the phone rings, it's somebody I know asking me for something. They want a favor or, they want me to do this and that. And every once in a while, it's nice when the phone rings and somebody says, hey, they give you something. Here's something for you. Neil Sedaka called him and said, yeah, I'm dedicating this song to you. And he goes, that's nice. It's a nice touch of, it is nice. It's nice to have a good balance. Yeah. People don't call and ask me for a lot of stuff because, I don't have a lot of stuff. But I'm going to. I'm going to. Mm-hmm. And then I don't have a phone, so no one can get a hold of me. So
there you go.
It's kind of cool. So here's dedicated to John Lennon. Here's Neil Sedaka and The Immigrant, 89.5 WSKB.
greetings to the young searching foreigner. Come to live in the light of the beacon of liberty. Plains and open skies, billboards would advertise. Was it anything like that when you arrived? Dreamboats carried the future to the heart of America. People were waiting in line for a place by the river. It was a time when strangers were welcome here. Music would play, they tell me the days were sweet and clear. It was a sweeter tune, and there was so much room that people could come from everywhere. Now he arrives with his hopes and his heart set on miracles. Come to marry his fortune with a handful of promises. To find they've closed the door, they don't want him anymore. There isn't any more to go around. Turning away, he remembers he once heard a legend that spoke of a mystical, magical land called America. There was a time when strangers were welcome here. Music would play, they tell me the days were sweet and clear. It was a sweeter tune, and there was so much room that people could come from everywhere. There was a time when strangers were welcome here. Music would play, they tell me the days were sweet and clear. There was a time when strangers were welcome here.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Barnes & Noble College Bookstore in the Ely Campus Center, offering Westfield State t-shirts, sweatshirts, and gift merchandise, all of your academic needs, and offering textbook materials in new, used, ebook, and rental formats. Available at the bookstore on campus or online at westfieldState.bncollege.com.
Hi, it's Bob Plass, and I have Wow, It's Tuesday, every Tuesday, 6 to 8. Wow, it's Tuesday.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
I did it!
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
Hold on tight to your dream. Hey, hold on tight to your dream. When you see a ship go sailing slow down-hearted and misunderstood, just over and over and over you could. Accrochez-toi à ton rêve. Accrochez-toi à ton rêve. Quand tu vois ton bateau partir, quand tu sens ton cœur se briser, accrochez-toi à ton rêve. When you get so down that you can't get up, when you want so much but you're all out of luck, when you're slow down-hearted and misunderstood, just over and over and over you could. Hold on tight to your dream. Yeah. Hold on tight to your dream. Yeah. When you see the shadows falling, when you hear the cold wind calling, hold on tight to your dream. Ooh, yeah. Hold on tight to your dream. Yeah. Hold on tight to your dream.
The Electric Light Orchestra, or as they were being called back in 1981, ELO. They just sort of shortened it to ELO because they were kind of getting rid of sort of the orchestra part. Now, I still got ELO on the brain from seeing that cool cover band last week.
Yeah.
So the song appeared in a commercial. The Coffee Association had a ad, Coffee Achievers, and they had ELO. They had one with David Bowie. They had one with Hart. So obviously they had some money. I mean, those three acts probably didn't come cheap in 1981. And they basically were saying, hey, these are the things that you can achieve through coffee in these commercials. And Saturday Night Live, of course, couldn't help themselves. They did a spoof, the Cocaine Achievers. They had musicians and stuff. Hey, what you can accomplish if you're on cocaine.
Back when they were funny.
Yeah, back when Saturday Night Live was enjoyable. Man, you know what? Can you watch some of those old episodes? Somewhere?
Probably on the Peacock app, which
Probably.
is NBC's app.
Yeah, all right. I bet you can. Man, because it's definitely in high school. Some of that stuff, back in the Belushi era and everything was great. But then you got the Eddie Murphy era, and then when we were in high school, that's peak. You had the Dana Carvey and the John Lovitz and the Michael Myers and
back when they were
and
funny.
Phil Hartman, man, yeah, that was those were great episodes. I would like to see
now it's
some of
just boring.
Yeah, I've seen a couple clips, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's not overly. And I saw one time I saw a best of. It was like a Christmas special that they had a couple of years ago. Some of their best Christmas sketches from all time, and some of the newer ones. I'm just like, how did this make the list?
Well, they had to try to prop up the newer stuff.
I know, but
stuff.
I'm just like, wow. I don't think it's just because we're old. I think
it's not funny.
The funny is not. I mean, humor's. It's so tough now.
Well, it depends. If you want to stick your neck out there and be willing to deal with the consequences, then it can be funny.
As I said, yeah. But as far as many years ago, I pitched a sitcom to FX, and they said no, and we tweaked it and pitched it to NBC, and there is absolutely no way. And they both said no, but right now there's absolutely no way would that even could be. I mean, you wouldn't even have the guts to pitch it now, because they had a lot of different ethnic type people working in the same spot, and they playfully, would make fun of each other. But obviously, it was out of respect. It wasn't mean-hearted, but people would not have been able to handle Beg to Differ had it got picked up. That would have been, people looking back and they have a problem with Friends and all these other sitcoms. People losing their minds. Beg to Differ would be on the list of shows from the past that couldn't be made today. It's offensive. We want an apology from Sean Howard and Michael Buster McMahon. Or actually, Michael Buster McMahon and Sean Howard. My name was first because I wrote like 80% of it, so my name went first. But
all right, during the next song, I have information for you.
Oh yeah, about what?
Well, I can't tell you there.
Oh, okay. It's a message from somebody.
Yes.
Okay. So on this day in 1976, this song hit number 1 in America. Now, Neil Diamond's roadie wrote this song, and knowing Neil Diamond, he said, "All right, you know what? Let's." He gave it to Neil Diamond. Neil Diamond said, "Yeah, no, that's not really my style. No thanks. But I tell you what, why don't you call Johnny Rivers? I bet you Johnny Rivers would like to do it." And Johnny Rivers said he said, "No, thank you." Actually, well, from what I understand of Johnny Rivers, he probably said, "No, thank you, you stupid roadie. Get out of here, you jerk. Dirty Turkish back flat and important filibuster." Every story I hear about Johnny Rivers, people hated him. They absolutely hated him.
Okay.
So eventually, the Bellamy brothers said, "Hey, all right, cool, thank you very much." And the song went number 1. So I don't know if the people who said no to it felt bad because, as I said, it's not really a Neil Diamond style. But hey, that's not always a bad thing.
Right.
But the Bellamy brothers said, "You know what? That roadie is the richest roadie in music history now." Here is "Let Your Love Flow," number 1 on this day in 1976, 89.5 WSKB.
There's a reason for the sunshine sky, and there's a reason why I'm feeling so high. Must be the season when that love light shines all around us. So let that feeling grab you deep inside and send you reeling where your love can't hide, and then go stealing through the moonlit nights with your lover. Just let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show, and you'll know what I mean. It's the season. Let your love fly like a bird on the wing, and let your love find you to all living things, and let your love shine, and you'll know what I mean. That's the reason. There's a reason for the warm, sweet nights, and there's a reason for the candle lights. Must be the season when those love lights shine all around us. So let that wonder take you into space and lay you under its loving embrace. Just feel the thunder as it warms your face. You can't hold back. Just let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show, and you'll know what I mean. It's the season. Let your love fly like a bird on the wing, and let your love find you to all living things, and let your love shine, and you'll know what I mean. That's the reason. Just let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show, and you'll know what I mean. It's the season. Let your love fly like a bird on the wing, and let your love find you to all living things, and let your love shine, and you'll know what I mean. That's the reason.
Underwriting for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield, serving the youth of the Whip City and surrounding communities since 1969. For more information on the Great Futures Club for ages 3 to 5, happening weekdays, and the Club Teen Center for ages 11 and older, weekdays from 6:30 till 8 p.m., go online at bcgwestfield.org or visit the club at 28 West Silver Street. The Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield, Great futures start here.
I'm Mark Auerbach. Join me every Friday at 8 a.m. for ArtsBeat, where you'll meet interesting actors, directors, designers, and musicians here in Western New England.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
That's the Emotions. Now, Maurice White of Earth, Wind, and Fire, he wrote that song, and he was very upset. In 1991, Mariah Carey had a #1 hit called Emotions, and it pretty much stole that song. He's like, listen, sampling is one thing, but you stole the whole damn song. And Mariah Carey knew that she didn't have much of a case, and she quickly settled with him to make
Writing
it happen.
credit.
Yeah. So, do you ever watch Turner Classic Movies?
No.
I love that channel. I can just put it on. And the other day, The Conversation was on. Did you ever see that with Gene Hackman?
No.
Okay. So I think that this would have been the coolest thing ever. I think it's implied that it's the same character. Did you ever see the Will Smith movie Enemy of the State?
I've heard it and seen part of it.
Came out in 1998. Gene Hackman plays like a surveillance guy and everything who's kind of a hermit. And the characters are so the same. They've got different names. Okay? But it would have been so cool if they just made him the same character 25 years later. But a lot of people now, so I put that like on the internet. Like I'm not the only one who thinks this, obviously. And everyone they're like, oh, it's obviously the same character. He's got a different name because he uses different aliases all the time. He goes, if you watch the two movies back to back, you can really see it. What's cool about, I think it was Harrison Ford's first role. He had a small part in that movie. And, of course, he went on to bigger and better things. This movie came out in 1974. Yeah, you know what? That movie almost put me in the hospital.
Really?
Yeah. And you're saying, come on. No, seriously. Well, I was in college, and we were doing, you had to, like, pick a movie. They gave you, like, a list. They gave you, like, 25 movies and, partner up 2 people and do a presentation. And my future girlfriend, Kathy, and we teamed up, and we did this. And I'm like, listen, everybody who's done this before us, we're like the 8th team or something. They go up there and they go, my movie is blah, 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 blah. All right, you go. Okay, thanks. My movie, I'm like, for God's sakes, let's use our chemistry. We've been on stage together. We were stand-up comedians. We did vaudeville shows together. I said, I've got all these quotes from Francis Ford Coppola. I said, and I got the beard right now. I had the good beard. I'm like, you're going to start off. I'm not going to even be in the room. You're going to start off talking about that, and I'm going to walk in, and you're going to say, oh, my gosh, it's Francis Ford Coppola. And I'm going to use all of these quotations that he said about that movie, and you're going to, like, sort of, like, interview me, and I'm going to give you my responses in the actual thing. And this was going to be fantastic.
Yep.
So I'm typing it up. I'm like, all right, look, there's no need for the 2 of us to be here, because we came up with the idea at the last hour, really. We came up with the idea like at 10 o'clock at night. The presentation was like 9 o'clock in the morning. And I'm typing it up on the old, word processor in the newspaper office, which I had access to. And I said, look, there's no need for 2 of us to be here. Let me finish this. I know exactly, what we have to say, what we got to do. I will wake you up like at, 7 o'clock, and, we'll run it through a couple times, and we'll just do it. And she's like, fine. So it's just about done. About 4 o'clock in the morning, and this thing appeared on the computer. It said, it like a little bomb thing or something. And it said, internal error, press restart. All right, so I'll press restart. And the whole thing was gone. Now I'm like, it's kind of obvious that you couldn't, but there was nothing you could do at that point. It wouldn't let you do anything else except hit restart. And no, I hadn't saved it at that point because, it's not something I would have thought of back then. And so the whole thing was gone. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. The whole night's work is gone. And I had a fit, and I was just kicking stuff around the office, screaming and yelling, and next thing I know, like, I felt like that my appendix burst or something. My whole side was just, felt like I couldn't stand up. I had ruptured something. I was so upset and mad. And so I went to Kathy's apartment. She's like, hey, don't worry. Here, you go to the nurse. I'll put these notes together, and we'll just do one of those old-fashioned, boring things like everyone else does. But still, our chemistry came through, and it was awesome. We got an A, but it could have been epic. It could have been an epic thing. And that was the movie, The Conversation. So when I saw that the other day, I thought of that. And but if you're familiar with both movies, please enhance this theory. Tell everyone this is the theory. And if I ever met Gene Hackman, that's the first thing I'm going to ask him. We should have Gene Hackman on the show.
Is he still alive?
Yeah, he's retired, and I don't think
he have Alzheimer's.
He's got something.
Yeah.
Maybe he just have some timers. Maybe he doesn't have it all the time. I don't know. Anyway, so that movie was on the other day, so I was just thinking of that day. That's a great movie. You got to see The Conversation. Cindy Williams is in it too. Before she hit it really big.
Okay.
It's Francis Ford Coppola. It's not going to be bad. Anyway, so now this song, it's hard to sound macho when you got a high singing voice. So the group, they were worried about becoming too soft. They had these hits, Sherry and Big Girls Don't Cry, very sensitive songs. And, they're from New Jersey. They wanted to appear tough. So they're like, we got to come up with a tougher sounding song. So they actually told their songwriter, Bob Gaudio, he's like, hey, come up with something tougher for us. So basically in this song, Frankie Valli really mans up. And he's telling his girl that he's had it, that he's not going to put up with her dirty lies anymore.
In a falsetto.
Yeah, well, and still the great falsetto voice that he does. It's impressive. I don't know who sings this. There's a song at work. It's a guy. He hits a high note like in the middle of the song. I'm like, you know what? All right, that's impressive that you can do it, but it doesn't sound good. You know, I mean, yeah, Frankie Valli sounds great doing it, but yes, and I like Mariah Carey too. Sometimes, like, yes, that's impressive. She can hit that note and everything, but it doesn't always sound good. It doesn't, you know, if it belongs in the song organically, fine, but you just, like, hey, look what I can do! Anyway, here's Walk Like a Man, 4 Seasons, 89.5 WSKB.
Underwriting for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield, serving the youth of the Whip City and surrounding communities since 1969. For more information on the Great Futures Club for ages 3 to 5, happening weekdays, and the Club Teen Center for ages 11 and older, weekdays from 6:30 till 8 p.m., go online at bcgwestfield.org or visit the club at 28 West Silver Street. The Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield. Great futures start here.
Join us every Thursday morning
from 6 until at least 7:30.
Check out the Bobby G and Company Show
right here on WSKB 89.5
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 at 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
You're the reason that God
this kind of beauty, it's got no reason to ever be shy. Cause honey, this kind of beauty, the kind that comes from inside. Could you be the most beautiful girl in the world? So beautiful, beautiful. It's plain to see, plain to see. You're the reason that God made a girl. Could you be the most beautiful girl in the world?
Yeah, there's a little falsetto too. That's Prince. Now he's son of a Warner Brothers executive. He was in the studio and he didn't realize Prince was behind him. Yeah, you know when you always gotta like look around, just look around who's behind you. And he was just like, yeah, I think Prince is cool and everything, but he doesn't have another hit record in him. And Prince was like, he's like, oh, all right, all right, I'm sorry, but I said what I said. I'm kind of
I'll stick by it.
I'm kind of embarrassed that you said it, but yeah, I'm gonna stick by it. I think that you had an amazing career, but I don't think you have another hit record in you. And he's like, Prince said, are you going to be here in the office tomorrow? He's like, yeah. He's like, all right, well, I'll see you tomorrow.
Hold my beer.
And supposedly he went home. Now, I don't know if he cheated. For all I know, maybe the song was half written. But also, too, I kind of suspect that he did. Prince went home and he wrote that song. And he came in, here you go, Mr. Smart Guy. And the song went to number 3.
That was it?
Yeah. You know what? Once I found that, I think I would have done that to, I would have said that to Prince every day. All right, well, you did it. You did it on Tuesday, but you can't do it tomorrow. I would keep doing it
after a while.
I would keep doing that. Like, all right, you did it 4 times. You ain't gonna do it 5. I would milk that as much as possible.
That gets a little old.
Hey, you ever have work dreams?
Sure.
Yeah, they're the worst because like you feel like you're working and you're not getting paid for it. And there's nothing worse like I worked in restaurants for a long time, and those are the worst. Where you're checking on your section. And you're like, all right, there's nobody here. Then you go in the kitchen and check on it, and you come out, and you were sat 5 times, and you're running around trying to take care of everybody. And you wake up super stressed, and it's horrible. I had a work dream on this radio the other day. We're doing the show, and a car, I'm looking out, and I can see a car. It's not going to stop, and it crashes through the studio here. Yeah, oh, nice, very nice, very quick. Which can't happen because there's no way it would have to go airborne because it's not going to get through the cement blocks, right?
Yeah, depending on the speed.
That would kill me then, probably. If kind of speed, the cement would probably kill. Which would be a good ratings hit, I'm guessing, right?
It'd be interesting.
Yeah, you could put that on YouTube. You could get like 1 million hits and everything.
Might take out the cameras before that, but.
But so the car comes crashing through the studio, and we're both a little shocked. And this woman gets out, and she's giving all these excuses as to why, this accident happened. And I turned to you in the dream. I said, play No Alibis by Eric Clapton because I don't want to hear any of your excuses for why you almost killed me. So I woke up thinking, so I'm like, I got to play that song. So if you pay attention, the backup singers on this are Hall & Oates. And no, it's just Daryl Hall. You'll hear Daryl Hall. And if you got to listen very carefully, you can hear Shaka Khan. Now, if you hired Shaka Khan to be a background singer, don't you let her just go?
Yeah.
She's hidden in there. So see if you can hear Daryl Hall pretty clearly, and see if you can find Shaka Khan in the backing vocals.
Maybe they're just friends and they decided to do it for her. Maybe they didn't hire her.
Oh, maybe still, but she's got, if I got Shaka Khan do my backing vocals, I don't tell her, hey, you know what? Can you? Yeah. Shh.
Shaka shish.
Shaka shish.
Shaka shish.
Shaka shish. Not so loud. Here's No Alibis by Eric Clapton, 89.5 WSKB.
Underwriting support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Greater Westfield Chamber of Commerce, the voice of business for the Greater Westfield communities. Informing, educating, advocating, the Chamber provides opportunities for members to make meaningful connections on local, regional, and state levels. For more information on the Chamber's many events, workshops, and programs, as well as the benefits of membership, visit westfieldbiz.org. The Chamber focuses on the most important economy, yours.
This is Ken Stomsky from Ken's Den on WCPC 15 and 89.5 FM, Tuesdays, 8 to 10.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM.
John Lennon said, it wasn't a good song. We struggled to record it, and we're trying to put it together. It was mostly Paul's song. I don't know. It was a pretty bad song. John could be bitter at times. There's two possibilities where the title came from. People asked Paul McCartney where he got the title from, and he said it was from his chauffeur. He asked him, "Hey, are you busy?" He's like, "Busy? I'm running around like 8 days a week. I'm so busy." And he goes, "That's kind of funny." And then years later, Paul said, "You know what? Come to think of it, I think it was actually Ringo pretending to be a chauffeur who said it." So, yeah, I mean, they drugs mess up your memory sometimes. I think.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So now this song, "Creaky Alley." I always wondered if Cass Elliot took any offense to this song at all, because she was a larger woman, but basically it was sort of a double meaning because the only one that was getting fat at the time was Cass Elliot, because she was really the only one who was making it as a musician before, making money at it. She was doing like jazz stuff in the city. And when they were reforming the band and everything, they kicked a bunch of people out. Creaky Alley is actually a place where they used to hang out in the Virgin Alley, the Virgin Islands. That's where they got the name. But when they were reforming Mamas and the Papas from their other band, they kicked a lot of people out. They said, "This is the formula. We're just going to be the four of us. This is going to work," and it did. But one of the people that got kicked out of the old band was Marshall Brickman, and he gave up with music. He's like, "You know what? What am I doing? This is never going to work for me and everything. Yeah, I get written some cool lyrics and everything, but you know what? The heck with them. I don't know. Maybe I'll become a screenwriter." Yeah, well, he co-wrote my favorite movie of all time, the 4-time Oscar-winning movie Annie Hall with Woody Allen. So, his second career choice worked out okay for himself.
Yeah, it wasn't so bad.
Yeah, it didn't work. Not bad at all. Here is Creaky Alley, Mama and the Papas, 89.5 WSKB.
John and Mitchie were getting kind of itchy just to leave the folk music behind. Saul and Denny working for a penny, trying to get a fish on the line. In a coffee house, Sebastian sat, and after every number they passed that. McQueen and McGuire just getting higher in L.A., you know where that's at. And no one's getting fat except Mama Cass. Darling, say, Danny, you know there aren't many who can sing the song the way that you do. Let's go south. Danny says, golly, golly, don't you think that I wish I could play guitar like you? So Danny and Sebastian sat the night out, and after every number they passed the hat. McQueen and McGuire still are getting higher in L.A., you know where that's at. And no one's getting fat except Mama Cass. When Cass was a sophomore, planned to go to Swarthmore, but you changed your mind one day. Standing on the turnpike, thumb out the hitchhike, take her to New York right away. When Jenny met Cass, he gave a love bomb. Old Johnny Saul, and that was the lunch bump. McQueen and McGuire couldn't get no higher, but that's what they were aiming at. And no one's getting fat except Mama Cass.
Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield.
Listen to me, Michael Buster McMahon, Mondays 8 to 10 a.m. to learn the stories behind your favorite songs. Or don't. I'm not the boss of you.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
First, when there's nothing but a slow glowing dream that your fear seems to hide deep inside your mind. All alone I have cried silent tears full of pride in a world made of steel, made of stone. Where I hear the music, close my eyes, feel the rhythm, wrap around, take a hold of my heart. What a feeling, feels believing. I can't have it all now, I'm dancing for my life. Take your passion and make it happen. It just come alive, you can dance right through your life. Now I hear the music, close my eyes, I am rhythm. In a flash, it takes hold of my heart. What a feeling, feels believing. I can't have it all now, I'm dancing for my life. Take your passion and make it happen. It just come alive now, I'm dancing through my life. What a What a feeling, I am losing now, feels believing. Rhythm now, it just come alive, you can dance right through your life. What a feeling, I can really have it all. What a feeling, I can have it all. I can really have it all. Have it all. Just come
It's a damn catchy song.
You think?
Irene Cara from the movie Flashdance. Now, at the time, it was a well-regarded hidden secret. I mean, not so much now. We know now that that the used a body double for Jennifer Beals.
Yeah.
That it was actually a Maureen Jarin who did that. Now, here's my question. not that Jennifer Beals did a fine job acting in that movie, but I mean, it's not like she was this gigantic star that you had to get into this role for people to show up. Nobody went to that movie because Jennifer Beals, people didn't recognize the name. You could have found an actress who could dance, couldn't you?
Maybe they liked her for that.
I'm thinking, you look a little harder. Find why are you hiring two? Now you got to pay two people. Back then, Hollywood, you had to know how to dance. They sent you, when they discovered you, they sent you to like tap dance class and everything, and they worked on your posture and everything, and they changed your name. Yeah, but I just Jennifer Beals did a fine in that movie, but I think you could have found somebody who also could have danced. Just saying, look a little harder.
Oh, jeez.
All right, so now David Porter and
you're the one that claims you want to be movie magic all the time, and then there's movie magic and you poo-poo it.
I'm just I'm just saying, was it so hard to find somebody who? How bad of an actress was Maureen Jarron? Did you try her in the role? Maybe she would have been good too. And if she's never
known as a dancer,
I'm just saying, you know what? It seems kind of silly to me.
And she's French. She doesn't speak good English.
You think that's what you're looking her up?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, that would have been interesting. I know she was a steel factory worker, but why couldn't she have been a steel factory worker with a French accent? She was like the daughter of an immigrant. Huh? Anyway, so Isaac Hayes and David Porter, they're talking. Hey, why don't we get together on Saturday and we'll write a song? I'm like, all right. So Isaac Hayes gets there, and he's like, "Where are you, man?" He's like, "I'm in the bathroom." And after a little while, he's like, "My God, what the hell are you doing in there? I thought we were going to write songs today." And David said, "Hold on, I'm coming." And Isaac Hayes was sitting at the piano, and he's like, "Hold on, I'm coming." He's like, "All right, I can work on that till you get out of here." And that's by the time David Porter was done, the song was half written. David Porter helped finish it, and it became a big hit for Sam and Dave. Here's "Hold On, I'm Coming" in 9.5 WSKB. Eventually.
Hold on, he was coming.
Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield.
Saturdays were made for polka. Tune in to the Polka Jammer Network starting at 6 a.m. and Polka Hall of Famer Billy Bellina, Breakfast at BB at 8:30.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
Someone had to stop the rain.
little Bay State rock and roll there, Aerosmith. Now, the line, "He jacked a little bitty baby," was originally written a little harsher. And the record company said, listen, this is kind of graphic, and we do want this to play on the radio. Can we change that line a bit? And the band agreed to. And they go, okay, cool. Now that line, "put a bullet in his brain." How about we change that to "stand out in the pouring rain"? And the band said, no, no, we're not changing it that much. This is a story.
It's meant to be a statement.
Yeah, it's meant to be a statement. So yeah, we agree to the first one, okay, but no, we're not changing the second one. And it got plenty of radio play.
Oh yeah.
So as the 60s drew to a close, this band, the Lovin' Spoonful, sort of disbanded, and John Sebastian started working on a variety of projects. He wrote music for the Care Bear series. He wrote some children's books, and he made harmonica instruction videos. And he was even a guest star on TV, Married with Children. But I think the biggest contribution he ever did was, this was nice of him, he wrote my theme song to my show here.
Sure, yeah.
That'll Learn You. Also, it was in the show Welcome Back, Kotter, but, And the song became a #1 hit. How about that?
Sure.
So here is his band, The Lovin' Spoonful, and "Do You Believe in Magic?" in 9.5 WSKB.
Do you believe in magic? In a young girl's heart, how the music can free her whenever it starts, and it's magic. If the music is groovy and makes you feel happy like an old-time movie, I'll tell you about the magic and it'll free your soul. But it's like trying to tell a stranger about a rock and roll. If you believe in magic, don't bother to choose if it's jug band music or rhythm and blues. Just go and listen. It'll start with a smile that won't wipe off your face, no matter how hard you try. Your feet start tapping and you can't seem to find how you got there. So just blow your mind. If you believe in magic, come along with me. We'll dance until morning till there's just you and me. And maybe, if the music is right, I'll meet you tomorrow, so late at night. And we'll go dancing, baby, then you'll see how the magic's in the music and the music's in me. Yeah. Do you believe in magic? Yeah. Believe in the magic of the young girl's soul. Believe in the magic of a rock and roll. Believe in the magic that can set you free. Oh, I'm talking about the magic. Like I believe in magic. Do you believe? Like I believe.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Dunkin' Donut Shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield.
This is Ken Stomsky from Ken's Den on WCPC 15 and 89.5 FM, Tuesdays, 8 to 10.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
Good mentality today.
I know.
It's
Didn't I
like-
predict it?
I'm like, my
Listen
God.
to the lyrics of that one and going, oh my God.
So the line, "The more I think about it, oh, Billy was right. Let's kill all the lawyers, kill them tonight." He was referring to William Shakespeare, who had said that earlier.
Yeah, sure.
Yep. So that's the show. That'll learn you. Hopefully you learned something. Did you learn something today?
I always learn something.
Cool. I'm still don't feel better over the Bruins, and I probably won't for a while. But I want to thank Steve Forney for coming in here and at least
Consoling.
talking about
Your
it a little
support
bit.
group.
Yeah, and this stings. It's going to take a little while, and I mean like a long time. But hey, life goes on, right?
Sure.
And Texon is there.
Yeah.
Saturday Night Live, back the old Saturday Night Live. All right. So on this day, I should say goodbye before we do the little last song. I am Michael Buster McMahon. Drink your milk with both ways before crossing the street, and never ever give up your dreams. That's my pal and producer in there, Peter Cole. Say goodbye, Peter.
Goodbye, Peter.
We're going to be here next week, right?
As far as I know.
All right, cool. God willing. Hopefully the Celtics are still alive next week, or That's where all my hope is now.
Yeah.
It's on the Celtics. God help me. Good luck, Celtics. On this day in 1965, we lost Spike Jones, 53 of emphysema. Must have been a very heavy smoker, losing him at 53. He was known for silly songs. This song starts off as kind of a serious song. It takes a left turn somewhere through it. I don't know if you remember this. Peter and I went to the same high school, and my buddy Sean Keeley pantomimed to this song in a talent show
Yeah,
one
it
time.
doesn't ring a bell.
Well, maybe as the song plays, maybe you'll say, "Oh yeah, I remember that." Sean Keeley and Liz Parent. Yeah. So that's cool. So all the two people in the audience who know who Sean Keeley is were like, "All right, yeah, cool. All right." Here's Spike Jones. We'll see you next week. 89.5 WSKB.
What's he like to be given the right to be carefree and gay once again? No longer slinking, respectably drinking like civilized ladies and men.
No longer need we miss a charming scene like this in some secluded rendezvous that overlooks the avenue with someone sharing a delight. Chat, this and that, and cocktails for two as we enjoy a cigarette to some exquisite chansonette. Two hands are sure to slyly meet beneath a serviette with cocktails for two. My head may go reeling, but my heart will be obedient with intoxicating kisses for the principal ingredient. Most any afternoon at 5, we'll be so glad we're both alive. Then maybe fortune will complete her plan that all began with cocktails for two. Most any afternoon at 5, we'll be so glad we're both alive. Then maybe fortune will complete her plan